Dear students, now we will see what do we mean by insulators, conductors and semiconductors. Now, first if you speak about insulators, and if you draw the energy band diagram of valence band and conduction band, you can see the valence band will be here. This is your valence band. And conduction band will be little far. This is valence band. This is conduction band. This is your energy band. And this is edge of the nucleus. Okay. Now if you see here, the energy associated with the valence electrons, the outermost orbit electrons, is called as valence band, and the energy associated with the free electrons is called as a conduction band. Now here if you see, this gap which was called as forbidden energy gap is around 5 electron volt. It is very big. That means in the last orbit of every atom, there are many atoms in this insulator. Many atoms. You are taking a crystal. Okay. So in all these atoms, in the last orbit, whatever electrons are there, those electrons, whatever energy they possess, that you will give as valence band. Okay. Now here in insulator, all those last orbit electrons, whatever you are having, all those valence electrons of every atom are very tightly attracted with the nucleus. They cannot move out. So all valence electrons will be here only in the valence band. Even if you apply any external force like light or heat, they will not become free and come out. They cannot come out and come into the conduction band. Conduction band, very few electrons, as though it is very empty. Conduction band is empty and valence band is full. All the electrons are in the last orbit itself. They cannot come out from the atomic structure. That means that these valence electrons cannot help for becoming free electrons, and because you are not having free electrons, you cannot make current to flow in this type of substances, in this type of material. Therefore, the materials like wood, plastic, glass, all these types of materials you can see, you cannot make electric current flow through them because you cannot make the valence electrons to become free electrons. There are no free electrons in such type of materials, and because there is no flow of electric current, because there are no free electrons, because there are no conduction band energy, these are called as insulators, because the gap between the valence band and a conduction band is big, and it is very difficult for valence electrons to become a free electron. So it will not help for the flow of electric current. It will not give any free electrons. Now here students, if you see, what do you mean by conductors? And if you draw an energy band diagram for them. So if you draw the energy band diagram where you are showing the valence band and the conduction band. So say this is your valence band. Then you can show a conduction band which is overlapping the valence band. You can show the conduction band which is overlapping the valence band. This is edge of nucleus. This is your energy band. This was your conduction band, and this was your valence band. So there is no forbidden energy gap between the valence band and the conduction band. There is no gap at all. Conduction band and valence band are overlapping. That means just if you apply any voltage to this type of material, the current will start flowing. There will be many excess or free electrons which are available for the flow of current. The free electrons are available very easily, like say metals, like your copper or aluminium or gold, silver, anything you can take, all the metals, these are called as conductors because you have many free electrons, many electrons which are detached from their own atomic structure, which are detached and are available for the flow. So those are there in the conduction band, and that will be in many. So there are many electrons available in the conduction band. Okay, and because of this, current can easily flow in this type of substances. So these are called as conductors. So there will be no any forbidden energy gap between valence band and conduction band. Those will be overlapping each other. Now students, we'll see the very important point here. What do you mean by semiconductor? What do you mean by semi-conductor? That is, semi means half or conductor. Okay. Now here if you see the energy band diagram, you can show the energy associated with valence electrons as valence band, and energy associated with the free electrons or the conduction electrons as a conduction band. And the energy gap between the valence band and the conduction band will be small. This will be small, around 1 electron volt. That means you are having many valence electrons in the valence band. If you apply a little external energy, very small external energy, those valence electrons can jump into the conduction band and can become free electrons. All those valence electrons can detach from the respective atomic structure and come out and become free electrons or conduction electrons. That means if you apply a small energy, electrons from the valence band can jump over to the conduction band and you can get many electrons for the flow of current. Okay. Now this is what a special feature of semiconductors. That means if you see the external energy as temperature, if the temperature increases, many of these valence electrons can come into conduction electrons. Many of these electrons from the valence band can come into conduction band and there will be current start flowing. Okay. That means as the temperature increases, the conductivity of this substance increases. Similarly, if you speak about resistance, resistance is decreasing. Resistance will decrease and conductivity will increase. Similarly, if the temperature goes down, there is no much external force, then all the valence electrons will remain in the valence band only. They cannot become free electrons. They will not reach the conduction band. That means at low temperature, the conductivity is very less. That means resistance is very high. Okay, so as the temperature increases, the conductivity will increase, and as the temperature decreases, the conductivity will decrease. And that is why these are very useful materials. These are very useful materials in today's electronics world. And the best example of semiconductor is silicon and germanium. Silicon and germanium. These are the two pure semiconductor material, which are the best example of semiconductors. So there a conductivity lies between conductors and insulators. Okay, at high temperature they behave as a conductor, and at low temperature they behave as insulators. This is what you can conclude for what is semiconductor.